Welcome to Ford High School Weekly. I'm your host, Deion. On today's show, Bixby's record-setting quarterback, Mason Williams, will be our guest. We'll also bring you the recap from the Midwest City, Putnam City North game, and I'll give you my takeaways away from it. Now, let's meet the winningest quarterback in Bixby Spartan history, Mason Williams. Well, guys, we got another special treat for you this evening. Today, my man, the myth, the legend, the Bixby legend, Mason Williams, starting quarterback for the Bixby Spartans, is here with us today. Mason, how's it going?
Man, it's going good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad, man. How's the week been? How's practice and everything going?
It's been good. We've been getting after a little bit, trying to, get better at practice and stuff, and the weather's been great.
So I've seen you all over social media, and I don't get me wrong, I love the swag and everything, but a guy like you that's got the, I saw the playoff picture where you're getting ready to hop on the bus. You got the fur coat on, you got the chains and everything. I'm pretty sure they don't call you Mason Williams. Like, what do your friends and your teammates call you?
No, they usually do just call me by my name. I mean, a lot of the guys before we get on the bus for state, we like to dress up a little bit and kind of have fun with it too. So, I mean, me and a lot of other guys, we'll kind of do outfits going onto the bus.
So that's just a state and a playoff thing, or is it just for state?
Usually just state when we get on the bus to go to wherever we're going, like UCO. We'll just have kind of like a different outfit. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. But I think that week it was kind of like turtlenecks, thin glasses, and stuff like that.
Okay, well, I mean, when you go to the state championship, as much as Bixby has been in these recent years, I'm guessing you can do some special things, planning on being there every year.
Yes, sir, for sure. Hopefully we get another opportunity to do that again this year.
All right, so one of the questions that I like asking players when they come on to Ford High School Weekly is the origin story a little bit. Is like the beginning. Why did you start playing the game of football?
I started in second grade. So, I used to be a big baseball player, and I was able to throw the ball well. So my coach just kind of said, hey, come out and play football. And so from second grade up to now, I've been playing quarterback. I've just fell in love with the game since. It's just way different. It's just, the friendships you build and the lessons. Football just makes you as a better person, not just an athlete.
So was it always the quarterback position for you? Did you ever play any other different positions?
So when I was younger, I played safety and linebacker and kind of switched off. And I played safety all the way up until about 8th or 9th grade. Then I just got that quarterback title. So I've just been stuck to quarterback since then.
Okay. So Mason Williams did a little hitting back in his day.
Yes, sir. I've kind of missed it too. Getting on defense and hitting people and kind of flying around the ball, I definitely miss it a lot.
Hey man, ain't nothing like it. I tell you that it's a little different on that, different personality on that side of the ball than it is on more of a reactionary and be aggressive, other than try to have. And that kind of follows up with my next question with you. I've witnessed you play a lot. I was actually at your first start as a sophomore, and you kind of seem like you're that type of player that nothing's too big for you. You take everything in stride. You seem kind of calm. You don't get overexcited. What kind of player do you think you are? Or am I correct?
I would say you're very correct. I'm not the big, like vocal, ooh-rah kind of guy. I just like to keep it cool, and I don't like to, get above over everything. And if it gets hard, I don't like to overreact. Sometimes you can get frustrated and, I'll show a little bit of emotion, but I try not to show as much as possible because then it feeds off of other players, and other players feed off of that. But, I kind of just keep it within, my shoulders and try to just do what I can.
Speaking of the quarterback position, you seem to have that quarterback, mindset and the abilities, but who are some of the quarterbacks that you've looked up to in your years as growing as an athlete and just watching guys on TV on the NFL or the college level? Who are some of the guys that you've modeled your game after?
Probably my two favorite is Russell Wilson and Drew Brees, because both of them, they're not the biggest guys. I get kind of the hardest part about recruiting and stuff because I'm not the 6'2", 6'3" kind of guy. But, those guys aren't the tallest, but they're very athletic and they're very fundamentally sound. So they kind of just take their game seriously and they use what they have to their advantage.
I'm sure you get that Drew Brees comparison a lot, don't you?
Yes, sir. I have a few times.
I mean, but it's funny because normally when I ask that question with athletes, you can tell who they idolize or who they kind of model their game off of the number that they wear. You rock the number 6, and Drew Brees is number 9, Russell was number 3. What's behind the number 6, and why do you wear it?
So I used to always wear number 10 when I played football because I kind of just stuck with that number and I liked it. But when I came in my sophomore year, there wasn't that many number 6 left. I think that was around when Baker Mayfield started playing for OU and doing what he did. So I kind of just, went along with it. Number 6 isn't a bad number because Baker Mayfield did amazing things, walking on and doing what he did. Now he's playing in the NFL and won the Heisman Trophy. So I kind of, if people ask me that question, I'll say Baker Mayfield most of the time.
I can dig it. I can dig it. Speaking of Baker Mayfield, one of the things he did a lot at OU was throw a lot of touchdown passes, and one of the things that you've done a lot at Bixby is done just that recently. I mean, reaching that 100 touchdown passes, and then breaking the school record with most touchdown passes at Bixby, and that's pretty impressive, especially with the talent that they've had at that school. So, which one of those, in your opinion, was the biggest milestone that you accomplished, and which one are you more proud of?
I would definitely say the breaking the all-time record, because it was a way different feeling. Hitting 100 was cool, but once you hit that, I hit that 94 mark. It was just a way different feeling, knowing that I have the most passing touchdowns in Bixby history, and it's in the books. And it's just a lot different. And 100 is, you had the record beaten. I mean, 100 is also just a big number too. So I mean, I still was pretty excited about that.
Man, I mean, to reach that number, you've had to have been throwing to a bunch of guys and a lot of film study, and had some athletes to help you along the way. I mean, what do you think was the biggest reason you actually reached that century mark?
Oh, absolutely. The athletes I was surrounded with, like Brennan, Luke, Cade Cavender. I mean, there was just a bunch of names I could throw out there, and definitely my offensive line, because I know any quarterback would give that kind of credit to their line, because you don't have the time to do that. Then I mean, it's just probably impossible to do. So I give a lot of credit to my offensive linemen.
Mason Williams has excellent skills and a track record for success, and hasn't received a lot of recruiting attention. But that drives him to play better and dream bigger.
Tonight on the Ford Game of the Week, we have the big showdown in 3A District 4. Undefeated Holland Hall is hosting undefeated Verdigris. Join Mike Ziegenhorn and Rod Thompson at 7 o'clock as the Verdigris Cardinals take on the Dutch of Holland Hall on YurView Channel 3. Ford High School Weekly will be right back in 2 minutes.
Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. We're talking to Bixby's Mason Williams. I gotta imagine a lot of the recruits have come calling and looking over there and saying, who's that number 6 over there in the blue jersey? So who are some of the schools that are looking at you right now?
There's a few. We have Drake, that's up in Iowa, Arkansas Tech. I mean, we've had a couple others too. I mean, it's not going too big right now, but I mean, it definitely has kicked up a little bit since it first started.
Is there any, schools that you're trying or hoping that, looks your way towards the later part of the season?
Absolutely. I mean, 1 or 2 schools I really would just love for to reach out. Not too big, but I think that I would go, fit into would be like a North Texas or even like a Tulsa around here. Nothing too big, but I really like those schools. That would be awesome.
Well, I'm sure if they wise up and get to look over there, I'm pretty sure they'd get a pretty awesome quarterback. If anybody's listening from those programs, hint, hint, you might want to take a look in Bixby.
Yes, sir.
But as far as playing at this level, what made you think that, hey, I'm good enough to play at the next level, as far as, these recruits coming to call and you having the confidence to say, hey, I can play at some of these schools? What game or what play made you think that?
Kind of just, going through from my sophomore year, putting up the numbers that I did and doing what I did. I mean, I know it's not, very common for that to happen. Winning state, I think I threw like 36 touchdowns and 3,400 yards. I mean, I kind of knew that, I definitely could go play somewhere, and I was like for sure that I wanted to go do that. I've always wanted to play college football, so I mean, I think I could go just about to most places and like have a chance.
Man, I don't argue with that, man. I've said it since you were a sophomore as well. I mean, although some of these guys are looking for those, prototypical quarterback types. I mean, what everybody's doing and what everybody's seeing now with those Kyler Murrays and those Baker Mayfields and Russell, you got exactly what those dudes had at high school, and I'm pretty sure somebody will get a good quarterback and get you over there and let you throw the ball around a little bit.
Yes, sir, for sure. I agree.
So let's get down to 2020, man. Playing football during the pandemic and during your senior year, how's all that been?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's been a little bit different, but I mean, honestly, I think as a team and players that we've done a really good job with it. I mean, we're still going into the season and we're getting closer to, state and the playoffs. I think we've done really well. I mean, we haven't had to miss any games where we found some makeups. I mean, we've only had, not even, I don't even know if we've had a handful of kids that have been quarantined on our football team. So I think we're just doing the right thing and kind of have a mindset that we can't get to state or the playoffs if we all can't play.
Speaking of everybody playing, they just came out with that rule recently that everybody's going to be able to make the playoffs. How do you feel about that? And as far as that goes, I mean, Bixby being one of those schools that makes it to state almost every year, I mean, it means one more game for you guys. So how do you feel about that?
No, it's a little bit different, and I'm honestly a little bit confused about it still. I mean, I think it's a pretty cool deal. I mean, yeah, there's more games, and it can be a little more competitive and fun. Different teams can get in there. They might, not get in there all the time. They have a chance to compete. So, yeah, I think it'd be really fun to have like an extra week in there. Definitely some different teams to run around.
Yeah, I feel you. It's just more opportunity, more talent, more competition. But I mean, at least one more game for your senior year. So I guess more football. There's nothing wrong with more football, huh?
Absolutely not.
So speaking of playoff success and making it to state championships, I mean, these recent years, Bixby has put themselves on the map, not only in the state of Oklahoma, but in the region and in the country. So, I mean, what do you think is the ingredients to all the success that the Spartans are having these last couple of years?
I'd say definitely our off season, like the way we practice, we work out. I mean, I believe we work the hardest too when it comes to off season in our summer. We kind of just, get down to it. When it gets into season, I think we practice, better than most teams. And it's just getting down to it. And we always have a different mentality. I mean, we always go play with a purpose, and we like to have fun with it.
I've been around Coach Montgomery for a couple of years now, and he seems to run a tight ship over there. What can you say about him and the way he's coached you guys up these last couple of years?
I mean, he's done a great job. Yeah, I mean, we have everything. It's tight, it's fundamental. So, I mean, I think he does a really good job of, having us what we're supposed to do and what time we're doing it and just how we're supposed to do it. I mean, he just does an amazing job at that.
And speaking of the whole team, I mean, tell us viewers what we can look forward to as far as individual players and as a team coming into the playoffs and the talent you guys have over there with the Spartans.
I mean, we have some really good talent. We're a really young team. And I mean, we're undefeated, but we're probably not playing our best ball right now. But I mean, it's just scary because we have a bunch of sophomores and guys that haven't really played that much. And we have our Luke has, Dylan has, so the Has brothers. And there's a lot of young guys that'll be really, really good when they get to their senior year that I would worry about.
Well, I look forward to those guys and their up and coming success, and I look forward to seeing the Bixby Spartans in the playoffs. And Mason Williams, if you can lead them that way, I'm rooting for you.
Yes, sir.
Well, good luck with everything in the future, man, and good luck with the upcoming season and everything that happens in the playoffs. And thanks for joining us here at Ford High School Weekly.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Mason Williams is a very good football player. It'll be fun to see where he ends up and how well he does in college.
Tonight, the Ford Game of the Week has the Verdigris Cardinals taking on the Dutch of Holland Hall in a Class 3A battle of undefeated teams. Join Mike Ziegenhorn and Rod Thompson at 7 o'clock on YurView Channel 3 for Verdigris and Holland Hall. Ford High School Weekly will be right back after this.
Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. Last Friday, Steve Marshall and I called the game between the 5-1 Midwest City Bombers and the undefeated 6-0 Putnam City North Panthers.
Welcome back, everybody. D'Angelo Irvin leaving the field after he led his team to a 35-14 victory here tonight over the Putnam North Panthers. And, of course, Coach Ryan Laverty coaching his kids up even after their defeat here this evening. Good game tonight. Midwest City just too much for Putnam City North, and very impressed with what the Bombers brought tonight. The run game, the big plays that you talked about, Deion, and of course the defense was really stellar.
Yeah, I gotta give it to this defense. I mean, I'm telling you right now, Midwest City's defensive line was dominating this game throughout, beginning to end. I didn't know if they could keep up with the conditioning and being able to, get penetration all game long, but they certainly did. And what can I say? D'Angelo Irvin, number 10, was dropping dimes all night, and he was doing it with his feet as well. So it was pretty impressive from Midwest City.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights. Mr. Deion will take us through those, and we've got plenty to show you.
Yeah, we certainly do. First play, D'Angelo Irvin out of the pocket, pump fake, making guys miss, and then takes it in for the first score of the game, making it to 7-0 ball game. And then right here he says, you know what, guys, I can throw the football as well. Find Wilson down the field in the middle behind the secondary. He takes it in for another score. But this is the mishap that happens for Midwest City. A blocked punt, and my man Thornton falls on it on the 1-yard line, and Putnam City North is able to take it in for a 1-yard score, and it puts them on the board. But answering back is the Oklahoma State commit himself, Mikhail Smith, taking it all the way down to the end zone for a touchdown for the Bombers and putting them up 19-7 as he did. And then Irving says, hey, Mr. Smith, you open? Can I get you again? He certainly can in the back of the end zone, high pointing the football, bringing it down, showing his leaping ability and showing why he's a Division I prospect. Good things are coming from number 2. And Mr. Smith, he'd had a really good game, and a lot of great things happened because of him. And then the 2-point conversion, the Philly special indeed. They make it look easy, convert it, and then another touchdown, the last one of the game for Irving, as he takes this one on his own replay, goes into the end zone, and they said, why not go for 2 again? They fake the Philly special this time, and they get into the end zone once again, and that makes it a 35-7 ball game. But Putnam City North would not go away. They would not quit. My man Denton was running hard all night, and he finally popped one, got this one into the end zone, and making it a 35-14 contest. What a great game from Midwest City. Hey, Putnam City North, their defense put up a fight, but just too much offense from the Bombers.
Well, you look at it and you think that, maybe it wasn't as close as it looks. And then you look at the total yards down there, 360 for Midwest City, just 25 for the Panthers tonight. Just shows you how dominating that Midwest City defense was. Again, they improved their record to 6-1 overall. They moved to 4-0 in district play. Putnam City North loses for the first time, and they are now 3-1 in district play. So the Bombers win it. Final score, 35-14. Thanks for joining us tonight on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. Thanks to everybody that makes it all possible. And, of course, we appreciate everybody out there watching and listening as well on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. It's game time here on YurView. We'll see you next week, everybody.
My takeaways from the Midwest City and Putnam City North game are coming up next on Ford High School Weekly. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly.
Tonight on the Ford Game of the Week, it's a 3A District 4 battle. The undefeated Verdigris Cardinals take on the undefeated Holland Hall Dutch. Game time is at 7 p.m. on YurView Channel 3.
Here are my takeaways from the Midwest City-Putnam City North game. This 6A2 District 1 battle shaped up as a tight one, but Midwest City used dominating defense and a little DIJ to win by a score of 35-14. What's DIJ, you ask? He's D'Angelo Irvin Jr. Takeaway number 1, this super sophomore is the reason you put in the RPO, run pass option. Check him out, first quarter, rolling out to his left, looking to pass. Then he does a pump fake, steps through, and runs for 22 yards and a touchdown. Later in the first, back to pass, D'Angelo finds Brian Wilson Jr. wide open at midfield. That's a 75-yard touchdown pass. Then, in the third quarter, he finds Oklahoma State commit Mikhail Smith near the goal line and makes a nice pass. A leaping Smith snags for a 22-yard touchdown.
Irvin steps up, wants to go deep, has a receiver in the end zone, and Smith, and he's got it for a score.
Then, in the fourth quarter, after a nice fake to the running back, he slides down the line, squirts through, and finds an opening. 19 yards later, he's in the end zone. Takeaway number 2 is, the Philly Special isn't limited to the city of brotherly love. They have a tasty version of their own in Midwest City. Christian Friday takes the snap, tosses it to Brian Wilson, and Wilson passes it to the wide open D'Angelo Irvin in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. The Philly Special is now on the menu in Midwest City. Check out YurView.com/OK every day for highlights like these and replays of the Ford Game of the Week. And remember, guys, only the best in Oklahoma make it to Ford High School Weekly. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm your host, Deion Amade.